Hey YouTube, it's that dude named Dave and welcome to my channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Before we get started, my price of admission. Like, subscribe, and the bell notification below. You guys are watching my videos, but you're all not sub yet. So let me help you by helping me out here and give you guys a few seconds to do this. Okay, we got that out the way, no long intros. Today we're coming back to Kevin Samuels. In this video here, he had a woman calling looking for an alpha male because her ex-husband was beta. So we're gonna get to the video, we're gonna let Kevin cook and we're gonna try to make this make sense.
So, why do you think it's over then? He said you were controlling, but you said you don't think so.
No, I did what needed to be done to put our family in the position that it was in, for our children to be successful, for us to be a partnership. He was a very impressionable man. So whoever he was with and whatever they were doing, that's what he was doing. So if he was with people who were drinking a lot, he drank a lot. When he started to get around people who went to the gym a lot, he went to the gym a lot.
Is he remarried?
No.
Okay. Go ahead.
So he ended up with friends who were married, because before he didn't really have any friends. It was just us. So then once he ended up with friends that were married, those friends had wives that worked 9 to 5s. Their friends worked 9 to 5s. The friends probably made more money than their wives. Their wives came home every day, picked up the kids, cooked every day. That wasn't our lifestyle. His lifestyle.
No, ma'am, you wanted a wife.
Ooh.
I didn't want a wife.
Yeah, you did. Everything you're describing is a wife, because you're a husband.
Whoa.
But I did cook, Kevin, and I did pick up the kids.
No, see. Have you been watching this show since the beginning?
I have not, but I have been watching it for the last couple of months.
Have you watched this show today from the start?
Direct question.
No, I had to get my kids in bed, so I got on a little late.
Well, you sitting there arguing with me. You're the divorced woman, and I'm telling you, you're a damn husband. You can argue and be right, but you're gonna be wrong. Everything you're talking about is a husband. I did this for our family. I did this for our family. He was impressionable. You married a beta male. No, you married a woman, and you're a man.
I'm not a man, Kevin. I'm all women.
Well, see, therein lies the problem. Because if that's the case, you wouldn't have married a beta male.
I should not have married him. I can agree with you there.
Did you have an option to marry an alpha male?
At that time, no. I married him because I was pregnant with our son.
Stop. Focus on that. You didn't have an opportunity to marry an alpha male. Why?
In my lifetime, I've had an opportunity.
That's not the question.
So, guys, what tends to happen is a lot of women say they want to do things differently, want help about, but it's hard for women to admit fault. They really don't want to admit fault. So they will change the narrative, change whatever. Ma'am, anybody who's listening, any man or right-minded woman who's listening heard a man in you talking about your husband as a wife would be spoken about. A woman.
Let me pause that here for a second. I let Kevin cook here. I want to let that marinate as we get this video started here. To level set, she is a lawyer, okay? So she breaks down that how she makes more money than him, but you can see how the masculine trace is coming out in her, how she is kind of domineering in this sense here. So when Kevin says, you're a man, you're the husband, and your husband is the wife in a sense here, because she's creating all this masculine energy. She married a beta male who is going to be, subservient to her. It's going to be more subdued to her. So now that she wants an alpha male, and she even admits that I shouldn't have married him, but you attract what you get here. So let's let Kevin continue here and see what's going on.
Woman who's a all woman would have an alpha male or a provider male interested.
That's
but
true.
you didn't have those interested. You gotta, I mean, do you not see that logic?
I hear you.
Okay.
Do you really hear him?
What's hard to hear about that?
The circumstances in that time in my life, I needed a beta. And then
What?
when I was ready to end the relationship,
so why'd you need a beta?
Right. Why'd you need a beta?
I was going through a lot. I had just come out of a relationship with an alpha, and it just ended. It didn't end well.
Why did you need a beta?
Yeah, that's a question. Why you need a beta?
The way he looked after me and cared for me at that time.
So again,
What?
You went and sought a weaker man.
Yes, you did. We've forced you. I'm about to say no accountability here. You're telling me, and people in the tribe here, in the comments section, let me know. Ladies, you're going to say that you needed a man like this here, so you sought after a beta male? Just because a man is alpha does not mean that he doesn't have these same characteristics as well here. So it sounds like that she's not taking accountability for the man that she chose, which was the wrong man. She chose and picked these vows here, and now doesn't want to have anything to do with a beta male here. So it's not adding up, lady. Your need to be right is coming out right now. But let's continue. Let's see what you're gonna say.
No, I didn't look for him.
You said I needed a beta.
I did eventually.
Eventually.
Eventually, you chose him. You chose him. You chose to reproduce
Right.
with him. Because see, when you came on, you're saying these all these things, but you chose a man who's a beta male by your definition, and you said at that point in time I needed him because you had an alpha before that. The bottom line is, it's funny to me that have you ever sat down and had any?
I'm sorry?
Have you had any therapy?
Yes.
Okay.
Good question.
If your husband says you were controlling, you were controlling. See,
Okay.
we don't get to tell people how they experience us.
What was missed here, I didn't show the beginning part here because she had some audio issues and there was some technical difficulties. Reason why I didn't show that part of the video here because it was just been in and out. But she admitted that she didn't file for divorce. Her ex-husband filed, and one of the main reasons stated because that she was controlling. What do we talk about here in one of my videos about the women to avoid here? And the fact that she is a lawyer by trade, that is her career. So of course she's gonna be in the workforce around domineering men here. So of course, and then for her to be a lawyer, she's gotta demonstrate these items here to be good at her job. So what happens when she gets home here? She's giving her ex, or at the time her husband, that same stuff here. And so what happened? He said, you're too dominating here. I don't want to deal with this. I'm out. Here I go here. So that's why she came on the show saying that I used to be married to a beta male. Now I'm looking for an alpha male. But she stated here that I used to be an alpha male. Then I needed the beta male. Now I'm looking for the alpha male. You know what it is here? You're choosing the wrong man. You don't know what you really want. That is the key here. You say you want this for this time of your life here, and then you say you want this for this time of life here. It doesn't work that way. You need to find the right man who's gonna be in your covenant and the guard over you here. But the fact that you have so many masculine traits here, no real man is really wanna rock with this here. So ladies, if you got this kind of trait here, don't be surprised if a guy look at you and keep it moving, or he is talking to you a certain way that makes you feel like, hey, what's going on here? Because of these traits here, a guy does not want to date another guy. He wants a fit, feminine, friendly woman. Let's continue.
That's one of the hard things about relationships. If somebody says something, you got to at least listen to it. And if you're an attorney and have employees, you're used to being in charge.
Right.
I am.
Yeah, but can you ever have somebody tell you to shut up and sit down?
That's what I want when I get home. I get tired of being in charge all day.
But would you know how, but can you get it?
Right. You want it, but can you accept it?
I think so.
Really?
How do you think, what do you think the number one thing is that would be able to draw that kind of thing to you?
I don't know how to draw that thing to me. And that's my question.
Femininity. the opposite of what you do. Your entire life is structured for masculinity. So if it's structured for masculinity, not surprising you draw a feminine man to you.
Do you see how calm, cool, and collective Kevin is here and how he's giving that assessment? Now, this woman here is actually being quiet and actually listening and taking it all in right now. How many women have these same traits and you've probably been told this and don't want to accept it, or no one's ever told you this, and this may be your first time seeing this kind of interaction here. But men want feminine women. And if you are masculine, you are turning so many men away. Women, I see women all the time saying, well, I gotta be strong, I gotta be masculine. No, you don't. You can do your job that take to do your career and your tasks, things of that nature. When you come home, you need to be in your skin. You need to be a woman. You need to be a lady, because she clearly wants an alpha male, and an alpha male will put her in her place, but she can't accept that because she's been a man for so long doing her type of work. She doesn't even know what it's like to be feminine. That's what we call conditional femininity here, where that she thinks she can turn it on and off. And that's not the case here. Either it is on or it's off, but when you try to go in and out, things of that nature, we see right through it. So let's continue.
Okay, so
ma'am, this is a bigger topic though. But go ahead.
So what do you suggest? In my history, I was raised by my mother.
Mm-hmm.
My father was not present.
So, okay.
So she raised.
What do I suggest for what?
For me, I still believe in love. I believe that I would like to be married. I want to be married again. I just want to be married to the right man.
What does that mean?
Someone who actually understands me. And that we can be, that we can live this life together, and I can support him and he can support me.
Support you doing what?
Right. But your career?
Raising children in life, just as a partner.
Okay. So you want to be married? Do you want any more children? Do you want to have any
one more
children?
child?
Direct
I would
question.
like a child with my husband.
So you're looking for a stepfather?
Here we go.
Well, he would have to be a stepfather. Yes, I have 2 children.
Right. Fine. But
Before Kevin goes, and you see how he stated that there, that is something that Kendra doesn't do in her videos when these questions asked, because Kevin is very keen. He listens to every single word, and he's going to interject where he needs to interject, not letting it blow by here. So if you have kids and if you're looking for a suitable mate here, he is going to be a stepdaddy, and that is what you're looking for. Women don't want to answer that question directly here, but that is going to be the case. It doesn't matter if the father is in the kids' lives here. He's going to be living with you if you do get married. That means that the kids are going to be living there, which means that he's going to be a stepdaddy. He's going to have to take care and help raise these kids when they're around in the household here. Women don't like to answer that question. That's why he said that right away. So he needs to be a stepdaddy. Let's continue.
looking for a stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be married. And what kind of law do you practice?
Immigration.
That's hard.
What state do you live in?
Texas.
South.
So, does your what kind of income would you like your husband to make?
Oh, good question, Kev.
A minimum of 80,000.
Oof.
Minimum.
Yes.
Hold on. Minimum of 80,000. What do we say here in the spaces here? She's a black woman. She wants a black man. We're going to give some black stats here. We're going to repeat it and repeat it again. The average black man makes around $41,000 to $42,000 a year. Don't believe me? Go to the CDC. You don't like the CDC? Go to blackdemographics.com. Statistics for black people by black people. That is accurate. Okay. So what are we saying here? 42,000 for the average man. She wants 80. So you know what that means? She wants a man that makes double of the average earner. But here's another stat for you here. Black men who make 75,000 and higher equate for 13% of the black male population here in the United States. So 75, so you add another 5,000 to 80,000, that means that she is looking for the top 13%. That means that the other 87% of men are out of the door, not even consideration here because he has to make that minimum. Oh boy. And we ain't even got through all her detailed stats that she's actually divorced, she has kids, and then we can go down the line here. But y'all got that here. Let's continue.
And you're making how much?
I make 6 figures.
That could be 100,000 to almost to less than $1 million.
Right. What are you
It's
making?
relevant.
I make over $200,000.
You want to be the majority breadwinner.
Oh boy.
I don't mind. I don't necessarily want to, but I don't mind.
So I asked you, what kind of income do you want your husband to make? You said,
Hold on, before Kevin gets here, if she's making over 200,000, that means that she is in the top 1% of, doesn't matter of male or female. So you're gonna want a man who makes 80,000, and you're still not gonna respect that man because you make more money than him. You're gonna make more money than most of the average men, not even 99%. It's gonna be at a 0.00 decimal there when you get to the $200,000 and $300,000 range here. Unfortunately, I don't have that exact stat, so I apologize, but you guys get the picture when you're in that bracket there and that high looking for a male here. She said minimum of 80, but when you make that kind of money, and then on top of that too, she is an attorney, a lawyer. Do you think that a woman like this is ever going to respect her man when she has to deal with what she got to deal with every day, deal with the immigration things that she deals with her law practice, and then come home to a man who makes less than her? Oh no. But let's let her continue here. Let's get back to it.
at least 80, you want 80,000 minimum. So I turn around and ask you, do you want to be the majority breadwinner? See, you got to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Honest, ladies.
So Kevin, I am being honest. I've heard you on the show before, and
Do you want to be the breadwinner, or do you want a man who earns more than you?
It's a good question. Answer it.
ideally, I don't want to be the breadwinner, but I'm not going to skip over average men.
But again, you
Oh,
end up
boy.
in a similar position. Because earning
But
over
our issue
200,
wasn't money.
okay, over 200,000. Oh man, you have spent 40 years on this planet being masculine and in charge. Okay. So I can talk to you like a grown damn woman. You're an attorney. I can just be straight with you.
Please.
Yeah. Look, a man making $80,000, you're not going to respect.
Exactly. That's what I was just saying.
Because every time you have to sit down and you go to a $300 dinner with the family, if he's making 80 and you're making over 200, let's say you're making 300 together. He's making 80, you're making 220.
Okay.
That means 2/3 of everything you pay for, 2/3 or more. So mortgage is 2/3. What kind of car do you drive?
I have two cars. I have an S-Class Mercedes and a Yukon Denali.
Okay.
Those are cute.
She's
What
showcasing
do
that
you
she's
expect him to
making it.
drive?
S-Class in the truck.
At least a Mercedes
I
On
expect him to drive
$80,000?
whatever.
on $80,000.
I expect him to drive whatever he wants to drive.
So are you gonna? I'm gonna ask a practical question. You got two cars. You got an S-Class and you got a Denali and an S-Class. So your $80,000 husband could come in and upgrade from his $80,000 car, which is a nice car. He could go in and get an S-Class.
Yeah.
If that's what he wants to drive.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm asking these questions, you ladies need to honestly think what you're asking. $80,000 is almost twice as much as the average black man.
I was just saying
That's
that.
still in the top 15% of men.
13, Kev.
But a man's making $80,000 is not living at your lifestyle.
Facts.
Okay?
Okay.
He's not. So for relationships to work well, the man needs to be in the financial provider position. So could you scale your life back to an $80,000 lifestyle?
Good question.
Could you scale your life and your children's life down to a life that he can provide?
By himself?
Yeah, just him. Now you still making what you make, but you scale down to what he can provide. Nope.
No.
Nope. Then
No.
all this other stuff is folly. Because
You hear that? I'm gonna let Kevin cook in a second here. She cannot scale back her lifestyle. She is accustomed to living the $200,000 lifestyle. She has an S-Class. She got the Yukon Denali truck. She pushing them whips, baby. She big balling. Hey, props to her for making the money and taking care of herself, being financially. But what is the main goal? What is the key? She wants a husband. And the thing is that if she can't scale back for her husband, then she's not gonna be able to find the man that she's looking for, because she's gonna be the primary breadwinner. He's always gonna be, in a sense, less than, because of the financial that he brings to the table here. So that's why he's asking these questions here. He is digging in and trying to find out more into her psyche to see what she's looking for, but is that really attainable? You see, these are things that we get on about Kendra and her show. I get it. It's a dating show and she does her thing here. But these women are calling in, are actually looking for men like us in this tribe here. And we want to point out that when we see red flags, we want our men to run away from it here, because we don't need to be involved with someone that's not going to be right for us. She openly admitted that she married a beta male and shouldn't have married him. Well, you know what though? That is your decision. That is your choice. What we're trying to do is that you make these choices, you look at them before you get married, before you say I do. Because what happens when you divorce and then you're back out here in the dating market, your value is lower now. So we want our men to look at these scenarios here and showcase before we say I do, before we walk down the aisle, so that we can see this is what we're looking for. These are reasonable for a man and a woman to cohabitate and create a bond here. But let's continue.
he would be your wife. He would be coming into the house that you can afford as an attorney, not that he can afford as an $80,000 guy.
Right.
Everything that you would do in his lifestyle would be at your level, which is almost 3 times more than he would be making at the minimum. And eventually that would break.
Yes.
Women who make the kind of money you make don't live the kind of life an $80,000 a year guy does. Do you get
So what do I do?
So, and the other issue is, if you wanted a man making more, he's going to want a woman that's automatically set up differently. She's more feminine. So you're in a tough position.
I'm not getting a dog, Kevin.
How about a cat?
What does that mean?
I don't want to be alone. I don't want to die alone. I don't want to get a dog and die alone. That's what that means. And I don't want to.
So what are you going to do, just take a man hostage?
No.
So what you will get is what the market will give you. See, here's the thing. Just what you just said, you're not going to buy a dog. So that means you're going to get a man. That's what I heard.
I'm not meant to be alone.
Oh, but that's what I think I heard you. I think that's what I heard. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, that I will be married. I will have a man. Yes.
Okay. So if a man who says something like that, they will call. If a man were to be that kind of, a man couldn't say that. I'm gonna get me a woman. No, women have choices.
Right. That's so true, y'all.
And see what I just said? You just talk like I'm gonna get that. That's not a feminine mindset.
And on that note, I'm going to stop the video there, because that is not a feminine mind state here. You can go to Kevin Samuels' channel to check out more of his videos. It's there. He has tons of content, 5 to 6 years of what he was doing before he passed away about a month ago as I'm recording this here. So family, friends, tribe, what'd you think about Kevin Samuels' commentary here? He basically broke down what the woman's situation here is. She was listening. She was being cooperative. She wasn't being combative here. But what is the problem that we see here? Is it over for modern women or over for modern black women, especially for this woman in her situation here? She has a good job. She has a career. She's making money. She's taking care and providing for herself. But the problem is that there is a gender role problem. Everything is masculine with her. She will never let a man be masculine into full focus unless she actually found an alpha male who made more money than her. Now, I will say this here because people lately, I have a lot of new subscribers coming in saying that it is possible for this to happen, Dave. What are you talking about? Well, let's break down here. There is possibility and then probability. Anything is possible. I could win the lotto and I won't do another YouTube show ever again. I'm gonna get this money and be out of here, yo. It's a wrap, man. I'm gonna be chilling. I'm gonna be getting these drinks. I'm gonna be doing whatever I'm gonna be doing here. But what is the probability of me winning? As far as me having to play and then pick the right numbers and things of that nature, the numbers are low. And that's what we're telling women today here. If you made bad decisions or made wrong choices in your past, your value goes down. So there's the possibility that you think that, but the probability. You're 37 years old. You make over 200,000 a year and you want an alpha male. So in actuality, for her to be happy, she needs a man that makes over 300,000, which is less than 1% of the male population. And then when you look for as a black man here, that's even lower. So I know she said she didn't want to buy a dog, but Kevin asked questions to see that if she would scale back to find the man that she wants. She openly admitted that I would not turn down an average man, but the way you live would make you and the average man not make it work, and you guys would split up because of the fact that he cannot be a man. You are since the man in the relationship. So ladies, you need to understand that if you really want your outcomes, you're really looking for a marriage mate, you want a nuclear family, you want a nuclear bond, you're gonna have to let a man be a man. You're gonna need to be feminine, fit, and friendly. If you're showcasing masculine traits that makes it seem like that you're leading the relationship, it's going to go downhill. And she said it herself. She married a beta male and now they're divorced. So if you're not gonna choose the man that you really need, it's not gonna work. So ladies, be mindful of your situations here. Know that your situation and your status can go down if you make the wrong decisions, and you can't be mad at that, but you have to make proper adjustments if you really want what you want. And fellas, if you see these red flags here, knowing that she's not gonna be on your schedule and on your program, you have to keep moving and look for the woman who will. Comment, like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. Let me know what you think about Kevin Samuels' commentary. For me, I gotta be honest and I'll be biased. It was great. What'd you think about this woman here and her back and forth with him? And what do you think about me here in my commentary? But until next time, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.